Hey everyone, welcome to Programming in Python. Today we will be learning about data types. So there are four main types of data type and they are numeric, strings, Boolean and date.
In programming, data type is an important concept. There are multiple data types in Python, like I mentioned above, and they are numeric, strings, date, and boolean. Variable can store data of different type, and different types can do and use for different things. When we declare or define a variable, we reserve some space in memory, and based on type, memory allocates. Type of variable automatically detect when we define or declare a variable. Let's explore numeric type. In Python, numeric data type store numeric values. They are created when you assign a value to a variable. We have four main types in it, and they are integer, float, long, and complex. Strings in Python are a set of characters represented in the quotation marks. Python allows us to use single quote or double quotes for its usage, and its index starts with a zero. So now let's practically implement and learn how to code data types in Python. Data types is assigned when you define a variable. So let's define a variable called number and assign a value to it. So now when we just print and write this thing, it will print its value. And now create another variable which will have a string type, and we can use single quote or a double quote. Zeradji. Now create another variable which will have a float value in which we use points like 20.16. These are called float values. And now define a complex type in Python. So now what if we have to find the type of a variable? Well, no need to worry, just type and the name of your variable. So it will print its class. So in this case, our word variable has a class of string. Now let's check for number. It will have integer as its type. Same goes for x and y variables. Let's check their type also and print that out. Float, working good, fine. Complex, great. Now what if we have to set specific data type to a variable? Well, in that case, let's for example define a word 123, and we have to convert this 123 into a string. Right now its type is integer, and we have to convert that thing into string. So for that, just type str and write your variable. So now if we check the type of word, it will print string. Great. So now we will be using strings and numeric data type and work on some of the examples and use Python built-in functions in these examples. So for that, we will be creating a new file and creating a variable called sentence, and in that I write a sentence. First save this file and print this sentence variable. Run this module and we will get the value of sentence variable. So first we will be using Python built-in function called upper, which will print all the characters of sentence variable in capital form, or you can say in uppercase form. Save it and run this file, and we will get all the characters in uppercase form. Now we will work on lowercase. Great, working fine. And now we will count, we can also count a particular character in whole string variable. So now in for this example we will be counting variable a in this sentence and find out how many times it is used in this sentence or in this variable. 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Working fine. And now we will try to implement an example in which we are taking two words as an input and print their concatenation or sum of two strings. In Python or in programming language, when we join two strings, this is called concatenation of strings. So now in this example, we will print first name and last name, and we will take this as an input from the user. Enter first name, last. Enter, 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 last name, print first name plus last name. So as you can see, when I run this file, it is asking me to input first name. So I'll write there, and for the last name I will write Adamji, and it will print both strings as the sum of two strings, or you can say concatenation of two strings. I'll just add a space in between these two strings so that it will print and it will make some sense. Great. So now the other example is related to numeric data type, in which we are taking two numbers as an input and we will printing a sum of these two numbers. So for that I'll take number 1 as input, enter first number, number to input. Second number, print print two number as a sum. So now I'll just run this file and it will ask me to import first number, and I'll write 5, 2. Oh, it didn't print the sum of two numbers, but it's showing us a concatenation of two numbers. So let's just first print that type and check whether they are in integer type or some other type. 5, 2. Okay, so there's the problem. When we are taking input from the user, its default type is string. So we need to convert both of these type into integer, and for that we will be using typecast. When we change from one type to some other type, it's called typecasting in programming languages. So now this should work. Save this file and run again. 5, 2, 7. Working perfectly fine. I hope you understand the concepts which we have discussed related to numeric and string type. So now let's work on date and boolean type. To define a boolean variable, let's create a variable called flag and just write true. And if you check its type, it will print bool. Same goes for false and check its type. So now to use date and print the current date time, we have to import a datetime library of Python. So to use that library, write from datetime import datetime, and after that create a variable called current time and write datetime dot now and print the current time. So to print the current time, we have to change its type to string. But before that, let's print type of current time. So it will print its type and the current time as well. Just we are converting now current time, which is a date time type, into string type. Great. So this is how you can use datetime and Boolean type in Python. So that's it for today's lesson. Don't forget to like and share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe as well. Thank you so much.